Jesus Ramos going up against Naim the Dream Nelson. Go to the tail of the tape. Nelson is 30 years old out of West Philadelphia, and he is 5'8". Ramos taller, has the reach advantage as well. Nelson has been in the opponent role before. He's in tough tonight. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome from the Shrine Auditorium Expo Hall here in downtown Los Angeles. Premier Boxing Champions presents a big night of action coming your way. It's Fox PBC Fight Night, brought to you by TGB Promotions, sponsored by Geico. Introducing to you our three judges scoring this bout from ringside. We have Dr. Lou Moret, Ron Scott Stevens, and Fernando Villarreal. All right, fans, here we go with our opening attraction. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled. Super lightweights in the ring. Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with orange trim and joining us from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 143 1/4 pounds. His record, 14 wins, 4 losses, 1 win coming by way of knockout. Introducing Naim the Dream Nelson. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner in this 10-round attraction, wearing white trunks with red trim, joining us from Casa Grande, Arizona. He weighed in at 144 1/2 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 13 wins, no losses, 12 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the undefeated southpaw standout, introducing Jesus Ramos. And our third man to the ring, the referee in charge of the action, we have Ray Corona.
Bring it in. Let's go, gentlemen. Perfect. Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. Listen to my commands. This is perfect here. This is perfect here. You want to touch gloves? Do it now. God bless.
Closed captioning is available for tonight's telecast. If you'd like to hear the broadcast in Spanish, you can click over to the simulcast on the Fox Deportes app. Jesus Ramos, Naim the Dream Nelson. Again, Ramos right there, only 19 years old. In his last fight, he had Abel, his uncle, fighting in the main event. That's his father's brother. His father is his trainer. And he fell short against Yordanis Ugas, the top 10 welterweight. But the three of them were in camp together, the bubble together. We know you can get pretty close in the bubble. This time he said he felt a little lonelier, not able to share everything with his family, but he's got a 10-rounder, Joe Goosen, here against Naim the Dream, who has been in tough before.
Yes, he has, but, you know, Naim has only got 1 knockout, so he's going to have to be at his best in moving tonight and staying away from this big, tall monster of a southpaw, because Ramos is a hard-hitting dude, and he will stay on top of you, and he's relentless, and he's got 10 rounds to do it. So it behooves Nelson to really be on his game tonight. He's going to have to be really tricky, smart, and elusive.
And we know that about Naim. We know him to be a crafty fighter. Not more than 20 fights, but he's done a lot in those 20 fights, and been in the ring with some pretty good names at this point.
Yeah, there's a big size discrepancy. I mean, we knew there's a height advantage here for Ramos, but, Joe, don't they look like they're in different weight classes?
Yeah, but everyone looks like they're in a smaller weight class next to Ramos. He's young, and so he can keep that weight down right now. He's going to grow in to his body sooner or later, like a lot of the tall guys do. They start out at a lot lighter weight, and they end up 2 or 3 divisions heavier by the time they're 24, 25. He's only 19. And speaking of Nelson, he has had experience. You know, he went the distance with Mickey Bay, who was a tremendous fighter, and of course he went the distance with, at that time, an undefeated Alejandro Luna, who was 19 or 20-0 at the time. So he can go the distance with really good fighters.
Yeah, he had lost 3 in a row there, Joe. You're talking about fights from 2015 to 2017, but the combined record was 61-1 against those 3 fighters. Exactly. So when he stepped up, he has fallen short, but this is a big opportunity for him tonight at the age of 30 against a 19-year-old kid.
Agreed. And, you know, the one who's really, making the step up tonight is Ramos, to tell you the truth. It's a 10-round fight.
Yeah.
He's going against a guy who's been in there with top contenders.
Yeah.
So, let's see what he's got tonight.
Sean, this is the first time we've had you ringside and looking at Ramos. What do you think of him at 19? I mean, the poise that he's even shown here in the first round.
I've been surprised by a lot of the young guys I've seen recently. They all seem to be very calm in the ring, seem to be very confident and focused in the ring as well. And Jesus also exhibiting just poise and patience and really just finding the right shots, opposed to a lot of guys when they first turn pro, they're still trying to throw 100 punches around, and I think he's already figured out that that's not necessary.
Yeah.
Good combination there by Nelson in the final 10 seconds of this round, but Ramos in no hurry, patient in the first round. Here as we get started on Fox.
Well, you can take the fighter out of the Ivy Leagues, but you can't take the Ivy Leagues out of the fighter. Naim the Dream Nelson was just 1 year shy of finishing his degree at Penn when he decided to follow what he calls the unconventional dream of becoming a boxer. He said in his spare time when he's not training, he's reading, he's writing, and loves to write fiction and poetry, and one day hopes to finish that degree, but for now, rest assured, he's worried about writing his story in the ring.
Heidi, thank you very much. Joe and Sean, we were talking to him this week, and we had to pull it out of him that he went to Penn. And then I said, How long, how many years did you go? Like, how many semesters did you get in? He didn't drop out after one semester. He went 3 years.
Yeah.
So I said, wait a second, you're 1 year away from your degree, and you left at Penn. And he said, I know, the responsible thing to do would be to get my degree, but I wanted to mark my own path. So he knows the questions that are coming, but he wanted to be a professional fighter.
Yeah, I would have had the Penn State, sweatshirt on, the banner.
No,
the
University of Penn.
I'm
Joe.
sorry, Penn.
Come on,
Penn.
Joe.
It's okay. This Penn State. You guys are back east guys. You keep killing me when I screw up a little bit. But Penn, okay, it's not Penn State. All right. That being said, you missed the damn joke.
It's clear.
Joe, you dig yourself out of that, Joe. You go ahead.
He had no intentions on going to college, did you, Joe?
Well, hey. Sorry, I've been in the gym since I've been a kid. What can I tell you? But the bottom line is, here's the thing about Nelson, what he did. He counterpunched, so he did some nice counterpunching in the first round. You going to get me on that one too, Brian? What? Okay.
No. Take it easy.
No, that's your school. Now we're at your school. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay. And he showed his experience right there. And to tell you the truth, Ramos, pulled some. If you saw at the end of the round, he switched to a right-hander because of the movement that Nelson is giving him right now was bothering him a little bit. So he switched up on him, and he's pulling out. He's trying a few different things to corral Nelson right now, which let's see if he can pull it off, because Nelson is a very, very tricky guy.
Joe, you just said a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, that's for a guy who went to Penn,
Yeah.
Joe, I take it back. It is the holidays. We should be more lenient toward you there. Nice combination there by Jesus Ramos early on. They have a very cultured right hand, good with the jab and the hook as well. I tell you, and Nelson also is he's not just a poet and a fighter and all. He's a full-time insurance agent. This man is working. So he's had to work. He got himself into shape. He knows he's up against it. Because, Joe, to that point, hey, you want to fight this kid 13-0, he's 19? You know what you're up against. But he says, no, this is a real chance. This is my opportunity to do something big in the sport.
Well, yeah, because Ramos is considered a hot property right now and a top prospect. And if you can beat him, it puts you right back in a position of fighting better guys for more money. And look, he wants to win this fight, Nelson.
I mean, it's clear he's a very intellectual guy. But the question is, you're doing a lot of movement, a lot of defense. Are you calculating anything, or is this the only thing you can do at this point?
Against Mario Barrios, he opened up just like this. His defense was tight. He was responsible. He started losing some steam. Good uppercut there by Ramos. And he kind of ran out of gas. Eventually had a problem with his shoulder, an injured shoulder, tore his rotator cuff, and it ended. But he was running out of gas. We'll see if he's able to keep up the energy against the 19-year-old kid in this fight. 19-year-old Jesus Ramos there, 13-0, 12 wins coming by knockout. A young star on the way up. He's won his last 3 by knockout. And we have a lot of good young stars here on PBC that we've seen on Fox. And filling out the undercards. You have to tune in early to see some of these guys either on FS1 or Fox. But Joey Spencer is 11-0. He's only 20 years old. Vito Mielnicki Jr. now training under Joe Goosen, 7-0 out of New Jersey. Hot prospect at welterweight. He's 18 and Ramos is 19. I mean, and Sean, you can speak to that too. I mean, it's exciting to see these young guys on the way up. Early professional careers and already such style and power.
Yeah, two things. I mean, the first thing is the style and power that you're talking about. I mean, all of those guys exhibit that, like a lot of just poise and professionalism in the ring. And then the other side of it too is this pandemic really hurt a lot of those guys' careers, slowed them down on the path that they were on. And I'm really hoping that things turn out for them as they move forward in 2021.
Yeah, it affected the younger guys more because they stopped having the undercards. They were loaded with all the young guys where they could, get their career started. So you're right about that.
This kid, I mean, Jesus, small step over. We didn't see that at all from in the first fights on FS1, but small step over and you cut off the ring, and that's all it takes. But you don't normally see that from young guys.
Another thing that, and you're right, and another thing that Nelson's doing though is that when he does get on the inside, he's taking some shots, but he's been tying up Ramos, trying not to get hit with those short shots that Ramos can, impose on you when he does get close. So Ramos is good from both ends, from in close or a distance. But let's see if Nelson's going to have to start counter-punching and landing punches. See right there.
You see, Ramos is constantly touching him to the body with that left hand. He's constantly able to reach him. So he is always touching him, always hitting him, and it's going to. And he also varies his velocity on that too. Sometimes hitting hard, he can change the pace on it.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, when I first turned pro, my dad was like, "Hey, you got to go to the body, break these guys down." I didn't understand what that meant. I wasn't trying to hear that. Let me get the head and take him out. But you see this young kid in Jesus Ramos here is just staying very confident and going to the body, understanding that, hey, this is a 10-round fight. Eventually it's going to pay off.
Now, was your dad telling you that as an amateur or a pro?
As a pro.
As a pro. Oh, yeah. So you were still ahead by the time you got to the
pros. Yeah.
Ramos keeps going to the body.
I think I had my first really tough 4-round fight on ESPN, and my dad was like, all right, you got to listen to me more.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what.
Hard body shots there from Ramos. Again, you can see that with the right hand and then the left, he's closing the gap on Nelson. Oh, that's a hard right hook from Ramos.
And you're right, Bri. He probably hit him with 5, 6, 7 body shots, trying to get him to think body and then come around with that hook to the head, and it worked for him. So Ramos, that's a pretty advanced, calculating fighter for you, for somebody who's only had the 13 fights he's had.
Oh, and down goes Nelson. A hard shot from Ramos with the left hand.
Big left hand.
5, 6.
I said he's a monster.
7, 8. Want to continue? Walk over there to that corner and walk back to me. Let's go. Walk back to me.
Nelson wobbling, squinting as well.
Let's go. Turn.
And that's the end of the round. He'll survive. But he does not look good right now at the end of that. Great shot from Ramos as he really opened it up in that round.
Where's the ice? Here. Cool. Pull on with your hands down, okay? Gotta keep your hands up. Wake up. All right?
I'm not bust.
I don't know.
Just go.
Where's the ice bag at?
Right over here.
Yes, sir. Listen, when you get in close with him, if you're not going to tie him up now, let your hands go on the inside with him.
Okay.
Everything is body. He's trying to slow your movement down. Yeah. So you got to fire on him, okay?
Okay.
You got to fire on him on the inside. He's starting to get frustrated because he's not getting frustrated, but he's having his way because you're not firing back, okay?
Impressive work throughout that round. Sean Porter, the body shots from Ramos really added up.
Absolutely. He's going to the body. Not only are you breaking your guy down, but you're forcing him to look down. Look down, and there came the overhand left right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Set it up. Set it up right there. He even threw the right hand up and then dipped down and forced him to look down. That's
right.
just
like
great
I said,
setup.
Very advanced right now. Inside
round
and out,
4,
Ramos.
that was the first knockdown of the fight in the third round. And again, Ramos just putting in the work constantly throughout. And Sean Porter even said in the last round, and Sean, I can understand you wanting to headhunt, because the way you throw, you figure you knock people out, but you put that investment in down low, and it really pays dividends.
Yeah, I mean, especially when I was a young professional, all I knew was I had smaller gloves on, and that meant it was only going to go that much quicker if I hit you to the head. But you learn as you go. And Jesus, the great part about it is he comes from a boxing family.
Yep.
And so there's you see where he gets his rhythm and his experience from, not just from getting in the ring himself, but seeing his other family members go through it.
That's right. He's the beneficiary of a couple of generations of fighters, and that always pays off.
Yeah.
Nelson trying to maul Ramos on the inside and really just buy himself some time. I wondered, Joe, if he would be able to recover sufficiently in between rounds.
Well, yeah, he recovered. Look, these guys train awful hard. You know, they've been knocked down before, they've been hurt before, and they recover, and they come back and win sometimes.
That was a very good body shot.
It was a beautiful shot to the body there, and it putting in, you can see it really kind of stunned Nelson in place as he now holds on to both arms. No, not letting him go. You let go. Let's go to Marcos Villegas. Marcos, what do you have?
So far, it's clearly Jesus Ramos' fight, 10-8 in the last round because of the knockdown. Good body shot right there. He's just digging. And that, for me, is winning the rounds on my unofficial score. So you see 30-26 for Ramos.
Another hard body shot. Marcos, thank you very much. Yeah, not much question with the scoring. And you can see Nelson's being cut in half.
Yeah.
He almost wanted to take a knee on that shot.
Yeah, this
barely
is
standing up.
Sorry, Brian. I was going to say this ain't going to last much longer if Nelson doesn't offer some response that puts him back in the game, because now it's all Ramos.
In the beginning of the round, I would say, okay, you pushed him back, you roughed him up a little bit, then you grabbed him. He's got to be able to do something like that and sustain it in order to make this fight last any longer.
A withering body attack from Jesus Ramos there, the right hook to the head, able to vary his shots. That shot was wrong, but that one was not. And Nelson is on the ropes, and that's a knockdown.
4, 5, 6,
See,
7,
look how banged up he is
8.
after just a couple rounds.
Yeah.
Walk to me. Hands up. One more time. You got a cut from a punch. Let's go.
And he'll let it go. Second knockdown of the fight. There's only 20 seconds to go. Can Naim Nelson continue his dream and stay on his feet?
No, this isn't. I mean, he may make it through this
very
round.
unlikely,
The
Joe.
next
No
round
questions.
is going to be tough.
Still not out of this one yet. Ramos stalking, hunting, and Nelson with the experience is able to survive and ties up Ramos and survives that round. Rough round and a beautiful round for Jesus
I'm
Ramos.
stopping.
But it goes to show you how heavy-handed he is. I mean, look at the face of Nelson right now.
His coach says he's going to stop
Music
it.
already
His
down.
coach says he's going to stop it.
I'm stopping. No.
That's it.
Look, keep your head up. The fuck you mean? I'm not going to let you.
Yeah, that is indeed it. And in the corner again, that's the merciful thing to do. He is getting busted up by that young kid.
Well,
Jesus Ramos with another beautiful performance, put in the investment, and has stopped Naim Nelson.
And nobody else has really done that to him before, Brian.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, he was stopped by Barrios, but that's with a torn rotator cuff, and that was against a 19-0 guy. And we've seen Ramos, Joe, just calmly take guys apart in these last couple of fights.
Oh man, I tell you what, we've seen some great prospects come in.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, in the next couple of years, it's going to be an exciting sport. If it can get any more exciting than it already is. These young crop of guys that are coming up are just phenomenal, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And this Ramos kid, man, he's going to end up, he's a 40-pounder right now. He could end up a middleweight with that the shoulders on him and the body on him.
And you know what else I like? I like that PBC's around, putting these guys on Fox, putting them on FS1, and these guys aren't willing to stop. They want more, and they want it quicker than guys like them before them were getting it. Me, I didn't have my first title shot till I was in my 20-something and up. That's this guy Jesus. He's gonna get one soon. And a lot of those other guys too.
Jesus Ramos there, victorious again in the way he does it. Such calm, such poise. And here's the knockdown in the previous round. The left hand over the top on Nelson. Put him down. Jesus Ramos, a knockout winner tonight. All right, Jesus Ramos, a knockout winner. Let's go to the ring and Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Well, fans, our referee in charge, Ray Corona, stops the contest at the end of round number 4. He is the winner by way of knockout and still undefeated, Jesus El Mono Ramos.
Jesus Ramos going to 14-0, 13 of his 14 wins by knockout. And Sean Porter, Joe Goosen, again, it's the way he goes about it. You can tell, again, from a family of fighters. He doesn't come in roaring. There's not steam coming out of him. He just comes in and calmly takes you out.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely seek and destroy, but he does it with panache. And I really like how he's just growing fight by fight and getting better and better and taking on better. Look at that was a slick hook he just dropped.
Tight and compact,
Nelson,
yeah.
wasn't it?
I mean, the punches he throws with intent. Then he throws with the right amount of speed and then the right amount of power. He's not loading up.
No, they feel like it's being loaded up on you, but he doesn't show it.
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't show it.
Doesn't give it away.
Yeah, I agree.
You see the punches landed according to CompuBox 47-10. Good use of the word panache, Joe. Like an English lit major.
Yes,
like,
thank you. You know, somebody who
Naim Nelson.
Somebody might have gone to what school?
I've forgotten all about that now. Power punches 45-10. My New Year's resolution is to be nicer to you, Joe, just as it was last year.
Nah, I don't want you to be nice to me. Then that means I have to be nice to you.
So we're underway here, and Jesus Ramos getting the job done again. Comes in here with his father and his sister in the corner, and he delivers again. And has somehow managed 3 fights in 2020, which is not easy this year. Got in the ring 3 times, and wins all 3.